Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Welcome every student for Surface of Dروس, and today we have a new lesson. The name of the lesson, Unit 2, Form, Meaning and Function. The name of the course is Mega Goal. This lesson is mainly for first secondary grade and it's from the first semester. Today we will learn what we are going to learn today. Number one, make sentences using relative pronouns. Clarify when to use the prepositions of the time and also form WH questions in the simple present correctly and learn how to use the simple present tense and finally use while in a sentence. All right, so those were the objectives of our lesson for today, and I hope you get it right in order to understand the whole lesson smoothly. And as usual, before we go deeply in any lesson, this is the page of warm up, and the question for you now, what's the tense of the following sentences? The question again, what's the tense of the following sentences? We have two sentences. John bought a car. And number two, Michael reads a book. John is the subject, bought is the verb, car is the object, Michael is the subject, reads the verb, book, the object. Keep in mind, this is golden rule. The subject and the object did not change at any time, whether past, present, or even future. The only change is the verb. So you can figure out the tense or the verb, whether it's present, past, or even future, based on what add to that verb. So if you get it right, excellent. It is correct. It is simple present tense, especially in the second sentence. Now, the formula of the simple present in both affirmative and negative form, you can see on the left-hand side the affirmative formula and the right-hand side the negative. So we are going to read the affirmative and the negative. I go, I don't go, you don't go, he goes, he doesn't go, she goes, she doesn't go, it goes, it doesn't go. We go, we don't go. You go, you don't go. And they go, and they don't go. When it comes to the structure of simple present tense, we can see clearly the verb in base form or the verb in base form plus the -s ending. A fact or habitual activity are used in the present simple. So when we want to talk about a habitual or daily activity, we should use present simple. For example, if you go to school, you can say I go to school every day. This is a daily activity or habitual in the semester. All right, so you can see the Naru here exactly in the present. And also, we can use the present symbol in the scheduled future activity. But we are not reaching the future. We are not using the formula of will or going to. We're still in the present area. All right? Now it's time for evaluation. Choose the correct answer. Number one, Sarah has reads, read an interesting story. Number two, they are painted nice pictures. And she don't like ice cream. And my parents don't like watching TV. All right, so we need to decide Where is the correct answer in each sentence? If you face any difficulty, here we go with the right answers. Sarah reads an interesting story. They paint nice pictures. And she doesn't like ice cream. My parents don't like watching TV. Now we are moving to WH questions in the simple present. And what do you mean by WH questions? The certain words that start with WH, what, when, where, right? So WH plus helping verb plus the subject plus the verb plus the sentence complement. An example to make the job easy for you. What are you doing? This is W questions in the simple present. And we need to make questions from the following sentences. They study English every Tuesday morning. We need to use when. And also in the second sentence, we need to use how many. I have 2 pens. And the third sentence, Romy goes to school by bus. And don't forget to use how to make questions for those sentences. All right? When in the first sentence, how many in the second, and how in the third sentence. It's not difficult. And the right answers, here we go. When do they study English? And I have 2 pens. If you want to ask about how many pens do you have? And how does Romy go to school? And the answer by bus. Well done for those who get it right from the first time. Now I need you just to focus with me on this slide because we are going to talk about prepositions of time for the present. What you can see in this circle: in, on, at. Now we want to use in for the non-specific times during the day, month, year, season, or even a long period. For example, here we go with the months: January the 9th, 2009, in 1890s, in 1980s, the future. All these things we can use it with in. Not specific times, during the day, month, year, a season, or even long period. Now, what about on? Is it the same? No. In on we use days and dates. And for example, those Tuesday, Sunday, the 1st of January 2013, for example, New Year's, my birthday, and so on. So on days and dates, and the third thing, at a specific time. For example, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, night, sunrise, dinner time, noon, 2:30. All right, don't forget also an at. We use it at a specific time: 4 o'clock, night, sunrise, dinner time, noon, or even 2:30 p.m. Specific time with that, days and dates on, and not specific times during a day, month, year, season, or even long period, we use in. All right, now it's time for evaluation. Choose the correct answer. Number 1, Nasser has a meeting in on at 9 a.m. Number 2, in England, it often snows in on at December. And number 3, the shop closes at on in midnight. And number 4, there should be a lot of progress on in at the next century. And the final sentence, do you work on in at Mondays? Okay, keep in mind the previous slide and how to use in, on, at. So in order to get the right meanings and the right answers as well. Any difficulty you might face, this is the right answer. Number 1, Nasser has a meeting at 9 a.m. In England, it often snows in December. The shop closes at midnight, and there should be a lot of progress in the next century. Do you work on Mondays? So on, in, at are the right answers in this exercise. Now we have reached to the relative pronouns who, that, which. Relative clauses used to add information about a noun in the main clauses. And keep in mind, once we are talking about people, we are using who and that. And once we are talking about things, as you can see here, we use the which and that. So simply who comes with people, which comes with things. We use the relative clauses used to add information about a noun in the main clauses. All right? It's who and that and also which. Now choose the correct answer. Number one, this is the stadium which our team plays in. He is the helpful taxi driver which brought us to the hotel yesterday. And number three, that's the new restaurant that is really expensive. Number four, the man which buys a book is my brother. All right. Your job is easy now. Just choose one of the words for each sentence. Who, which, who, that, who, which. Keep in mind, we are using who with people and we are using which with things. And also the word that comes with both people and things. All right? The right answers for this exercise. Number one, this is stadium which our team plays in. He is helpful taxi driver who brought us to the hotel yesterday. Number three, that's the new restaurant that is really expensive. And the final sentence, the man who buys a book is my brother. Now we come to the past progressive with the word while. We can use the past progressive with while to talk about actions that were happening at the same time. What do you mean by that? Here we go with the example. I was studying. This is past progressive. I was studying. Action that were happening at the same time. He was making dinner. But we cannot say like this. We should add something in the middle. And the something is the word while. Okay, so we can use the past progressive. Here we go with the past progressive with the word while. Here we go with while. Action that were happening at the same time. He was making dinner. I was studying while he was making dinner. Here we go with the past progressive with while and also an example. In the past progressive structure, was or where comes after the subject plus the verb plus the ing, ongoing activity, another activity. And keep in mind we not treat the present because we are talking about progress action and continuous action. So at the same time in the past, for example, yesterday at 10 o'clock, I was driving my car. This is past And also I want to describe at a certain time in the past action, which is the driving. All right? Okay, now it's time for evaluation. Choose the correct answer. While Alan was reading, Tim was watched television. Were you listening while talked? He was talking. Thomas wasn't working, and I doesn't work, wasn't working either. So, where is the right option for each sentence? Number one, was watching, watched. Number two, talked, was talking. And the third sentence comes with three different options. Doesn't work, wasn't work. Or two different options. All right, you need to make your choice now because we are checking together later on. On this slide, while Alan was reading, Tim was watching television. Were you listening while he was talking? Thomas wasn't working, and I wasn't working either. And here we go with the previous slides, the right answers. This is the stadium which our team plays in, and he is the helpful taxi driver who brought us to the hotel yesterday. That's the new restaurant that is really expensive. And the final sentence, the man who buys a book is my brother. Today we learned simple present, affirmative and a negative. In the affirmative, subject plus do or does, did plus the not, the verb, and plus the object. And negative side, subject plus the verb plus the subject or even the object. Okay, we should don't forget those structure. And also when it comes to WH questions, WH plus the helping verb, subject, and the sentence complement. And for the prepositions of time, in, on, at, and comes with months, year, centuries, season, and on comes with days and dates, and at precis time, an exact time. So if you want to talk about certain things, don't forget to use the preposition at. Okay? Precise time with at, day and dates with on, months, year, century, season comes with in. And for the relative pronouns, who, that comes with people, which, that comes with things, and animal. And here we go with what we have learned generally today. Present perfect progressive and the present perfect simple. This is almost like comparison. So we can see versus each other now. In the present perfect simple, have plus or have or has plus the verb should be in the past participle. We are focusing on quantity and how much. In the present perfect progressive, have or has after the subject plus been plus the verb in the past participle, and in this tense we are focusing on the duration and we are thinking of how long. And adjective, preposition plus gerund, verb, which is mere verb plus ing. All right, those were the references of this lesson. Make a Goal student book. This slide means we have reached to the end of this lesson. I hope you do enjoy and understand that lesson very well. And if you have any question, don't forget please to contact us via our website and or even through Twitter account, or you can call us through 8004422220. Thank you again. Hope to see you next time. Goodbye for now.